Hello and welcome back to another video. In today's episode, we're going to explore whether Peach is peachy. Peach Airlines is an ultra low cost carrier here in Japan, flying both domestically and internationally. This is my first time flying an ultra low cost carrier, so I'm interested in the experience and to see how it compares with the mainline carriers as well as some other low cost carriers. Today I'm starting in Narita's airport and we'll do a quick jump over to Osaka. And since the ultra low cost carriers is geared towards people who are more price sensitive, I'm going to try and do this trip as cheap as possible. So come along, let's explore the peachiness of Peach as we go from A to B. One method ultra low cost carriers use to keep the prices down is to use airports which are farther from the city centers when available, and Peach is certainly no different. Narita is a solid 90 minutes away from Tokyo, and one should budget at least 2 hours to be on the safe side. The cheapest option to reach Narita is one of the many 1,000 yen buses, which departs from various stops around the city. However, with Corona and drop in demand, these services have all but dried up, which means the current cheapest option is a local train, which ran me about 1,600 yen. Primarily used for international departures, Terminal 1 does support a small nook on the ground level for domestic flights. Airlines check-in locations had been jostled around due to the drop in demand, and is here where Peach check-in exists for the time being. Today, there are only Peach flights departing. Check-in from one of the kiosks took only a few moments. There was no option for any alternative choices. Its role is to simply print your boarding pass. You can also take a moment to double-check your baggage weight. The simple bathroom scale did the trick. There isn't a whole lot here, so I took some time and headed up to check out the once busy terminal, and to grab a snack and to film the intro. To see what it's like at capacity and to find your way around, check the video which I made a while back when things were much more lively. As I bounced through security, here's the ticket I bought. I started with the simple Peach option, which is only the seat and 7 kilos of carry-on. The only add-on I bought was the ability to choose a window seat, else I'd be placed in the center or aisle. What fun is that? At the end of it, there's a 600 yen booking fee, so my original 4,190 yen seat ended up costing me about 6,300 yen, still a very competitive price. Alright, so we just made it to the gate here. Check-in was easy, security was equally as easy and smooth. So this is the domestic gate of Terminal 1. It's quite small compared to the larger international side upstairs. The gates only go from A to H. It's all bus boarding, which is great. You get to take a bus out to your plane, which is always fantastic. And there's a little store in the corner, and there's the washrooms. That's about it. I have about 20 minutes until my flight, so I'm just going to rest here for a little bit and then we'll jump on board.
Please hold on to a nearby handrail or overhead strap.
As I speed through this part of the video, let me know your thoughts on ground boarding. Is it something you look forward to, or is it something you'd rather not deal with? Maybe it's based on the weather. I mean, today's a nice day, so it's fantastic to be outside. However, if it's the middle of winter and minus 20 in YEG or YQT or any airport that starts with the letter Y, maybe it's not the best experience to have. With the doors closed and the last few dogs being loaded, it's time for the ultra low cost scouting report. And back from the nether to join us is SaskAWatch.
Hey, SaskAWatch Gaming here. Let's get into the scouting report. Peach's fleet consists of mainly A320s with 33 in their fleet. Currently, they also have 3 newer A320neos as they work to renew their fleet.
These A320s consist of 180 seats over 25 rows in a single class.
And as ultra low cost carriers, the number of seats are increased by 20% compared to Star Flyers. And as it is tradition with the A320s, there are 3 lavatories located throughout the aircraft.
And with that, we gotta say bye to SaskAWatch. Be sure to visit his channel for some solid gaming content. Our quick flight is going to take us right over Tokyo, down the coast of Honshu and into Kansai Airport, which is a tad bit south of Osaka. Decked out in a pink-purple color scheme, the interior is simple and what you expect for an ultra-low-cost carrier. There's not terribly much to say about the seat, as one may expect. The seat back is fairly basic and there's enough space to fit a small bag underneath, though it can impede what little legroom you have. The tray table is standard and slightly adjustable, and on top there's a pocket with a safety card and bag. The seats themselves were fine. They appeared to be a bit older, so they were well worked in. They were able to recline slightly as well. Generally when flying, I keep the armrest up, just a personal preference. I think it gives you just that little bit of extra space, and on a ULCC, every little bit helps. Having no power outlets on board, it's a good idea to have your devices charged, and it'd be worthwhile to bring a power bank for those longer flights. But with the best weather one could hope for, the outside was the only entertainment one needed. The staff did a great job and were very friendly, both on the ground and in the skies. They came to the cabin several times with tea and water bottles for sale for 200 yen, which is a very reasonable price. However, I picked something up in the ANA shop in the terminal. And just because, let's take a gander inside the commode. Being just over 8 years old, this particular aircraft did have some visible signs of wear from its years of service. Things like this never really bothered me, however, it was noticeable. As I create this video, Peach is currently testing their in-flight digital service on select flights, where amongst other things they offer a wider menu, but this flight was not one of them. KIX is the hub for Peach and uses their Terminal 2, which was designed for low-cost and budget airlines. It really is the bare essentials. Furthermore, one needs to take a shuttle to Terminal 1 to access the transportation.
Alright, so that's the Peach experience. So going back to the start of the video, answering whether Peach is peachy, I think it's a pretty decent product. I would mark it a solid 3 out of 4 using a rubric. I think it's a good option for a domestic short-haul flight. Would I want to travel it internationally for a couple more hours? Probably not. But then again, if the price is good, then that's just another option to contend with. Anyways, I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. Let me know, do you normally fly ultra low cost carriers, or do you stick with more of the mainline carriers? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you around next time.